So then at some point, somebody came up to our group and said that the word was out that we were cheating. Seriously? 18 under? And a few groups at 18 under? How many erases you got on your pencils? Oh my God! But hey, a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. A lot of people were saying, you know, how did you end up out here? Why did you end up out here? I've been trying to get out to Dan's tournament now for a few years. For those that don't know, myself, me and my two brothers, we went to Notre Dame. We all played football there, but my brother Bob and I wrestled at Notre Dame as well. We wrestled in high school, we wrestled in college. My brother Bob, his sophomore year, finished 4th in the country. His junior year, he finished 3rd. Both years, I think Jimmy Jackson won both those years, big 380 pounder before they put a weight limit on the heavyweights. The one year that I was going to go to the Nationals, I think my brother Bob was mad because I was going to go as well. So before the Nationals, he came in to train with me and he knocked me out. He gave me a concussion and I couldn't wrestle at the Nationals, and to this day, I think he did it on purpose. I am such a fan of wrestling. When I was in high school, I think it was my junior year, there was a touring group, it was a Russian team, and there was an exhibition Greco-Roman wrestling tournament match that was going to go on. So me and my brother were going to represent the heavyweights, and they had a couple as well. And I had never wrestled Greco-Roman in my life. You know, and we were shooting heavyweights. We didn't do the tie-up and just dance. We actually, our high school coach thought we did the whole thing. Singles, doubles, everything, the whole deal. So we were used to that, so obviously in Greco I couldn't do that. So these guys come in, and my brother Bob was without a doubt the better wrestler of the two of us. So we were kind of trying to size up the Russians, and we were trying to size up to say, my brother, we're going to size up, and whoever looked to be the better wrestler, my brother Bob was going to wrestle. So this is where you don't judge a book by your cover. So we thought we picked it out where he was going to wrestle the better one, I was going to wrestle the one not so good. My brother wrestled his guy, my brother pinned him in a minute. I wrestled the other guy and got the crap kicked out of me. Again, I think he set me up. But I will do as much as I can and will continue to. I got involved with Stephen Baldwin, started getting involved to once the ridiculous decision to try and get Olympic wrestling out of the Olympics. I mean, that was stunning to me. I'm sure stunning to the wrestling world as well. But as I've heard Dan talk about, maybe a wake-up call as well to get that house in better order, and I think that's the route they're going right now. But I was more than happy to get involved, and I will on my show as much as I can, because as I said about coming to this tournament, I love wrestling easily as much as I love football, and anything associated with Dan Gable is something that I'm going to be involved in, because, you know, when people say, when you say Dan Gable, you think the greatest wrestler in wrestling, and I said, you know what, it's more than that. I said Dan Gable is one of the greatest competitors of all time. So I don't care if you're playing football, baseball, basketball, curling, chess, I don't care what it is. You compete, and you compete at a high level, and that's exactly, to me, what Dan Gable represents, is how to compete in sports. So, when I talk about Dan and wrestling, it's really meant for all encompassing in sports, but believe me, I'm trying hard to get wrestling as much national recognition as I can, because it deserves it. Without a doubt, and I said it because I've done both wrestling and football, wrestling to me is the hardest sport there is in training for. It really is. They're some of the toughest athletes out there. And luckily I was a heavyweight all the time. So the beauty of that was the other guys weighed in, their eyes were bigger than their stomach, they couldn't finish their food, and I ate the rest of it. So it was a really good perk. But I have so much respect for all athletes, but wrestlers, an incredible amount of respect, and I'll do everything I ever can to help this sport stay where it is, and that's an Olympic sport, because that's what it should be. But it also should be a sport that's celebrated not every 4 years, but each and every year. And I'm going to try as much as I can to do that and support as much as I can to do that. So thank you very much. Have a good night.